Hey guys, I'm Brea and this is my sweet mate.
Hi, I'm Jess.
And today we're just going to be having a conversation about our OCD and what we do to deal with it, what ours is like, especially in college. And I'll start with mine. So my OCD, well, I just recently did a research paper on to see if I even had OCD. And from my research, I have it very slightly, not too noticeable, but it's there. And I've noticed that mine is personally, I'm obsessed with like my acne and my face being clean, everything that comes in contact with my face being clean. So when I'm living in college with a group of 3 other girls and we all share a bathroom, I've just noticed that I'm more convulsed to wash my face and like hands and towels and pillowcases and everything, like the sink area, more than usual, which can get stressful and annoying because it's just not needed. But I know not all OCD has to do with germs or being a germaphobe, but that's what mine has to do with.
You want to talk about mine?
Yeah.
So I've had OCD since I was a little kid. My dad was diagnosed when he was a kid as well. So my parents kind of looked for signs growing up, and they definitely noticed me having them. So I was diagnosed like 2 years ago around, and I've learned to cope with it, but coming to college this year, it's definitely flared up a bit. Some of the things, couple of things I do related to germs, instead of touching the sink handle, I'll use my elbow instead to turn it on and off. And stress related, whenever I get stressed, I like to pick at anything. So I'll pick at my nails, I'll pick at anything on my body, on my head. Recently it's been my head and it's terrible, but those are just a couple things, and I've noticed that the more stressed out I get, the more likely I am to pick at my head. So
yeah. No, I feel like mine wasn't too noticeable until I got here, and then I was like, oh, I see more signs than back home of being really OCD about things. I think it shows up when I'm around other people, but I want to do something to try to relieve that stress, because I think mine underlying has to do with me being stressed out, so I just get really fixated on things. And I saw, like at the HLC, I know they have therapists, like counselors, and they do stress busters, which I want to go check that out. And I know there's a bunch of resources around me, and just talking to other people about how they cope with it helps me. But that's what I plan to do in the future.
Yeah, I would say I want to try doing whatever you're doing, and also part of OCD is like conquering your fears, because a lot of them are just manifested, and once you expose yourself to it, you'll realize that you're worrying for nothing. So with the sink situation, I just gotta turn the sink on with my hand and realize that I'm not gonna die from touching the sink handle.
True.
And with the picking situation, I really need to like reduce my stress, and I do that by like exercising, getting good sleep, and like making sure I don't cram for a test or be behind my homework, because whenever I'm stressed out about school, I'll find myself like subconsciously picking at my head, and I don't even know I'm doing it.
Yeah.
So I think those are really good tips, and I definitely need to implement those more into my life.
Yes, same. And also I feel like in college it's just nice to like know somebody and talk to somebody else who's also dealing with those things or doing the same things I'm doing, and like what they do to cope with that. And I think you should be able to talk about that with friends and see what they do.
Yeah, it's a good bonding moment too.
Just
and great to talk about mental health.
Yeah, agreed. So that's kind of the key. Talk with your friends, seek resources, and See ya. Thank you.